So winter's finally arrived. I'm going to start using the stoves a lot more. So I need to make some fire lighters. We've totally run out. Used the last one today. Starting our big essay. So I'll give you a little run through of how I'll make fire lighters out of a bit of rubbish basically. We've got a pot full of wax. Now this wax we have taken from a small snack cheese Babybel, basically an Edam cheese wrapped in red wax. Don't throw it away, and we'll make our fire lighters out of that. So to get this wax into a form where I can make it into a fire lighter, we need to melt it, and the way I do that is in a pan of water. Takes a while to melt, but it'll get there. We've got all this heat that the stove's booming out, so we may as well make these fire lighters at the same time. Charlie's going to give me a hand.
Yeah.
He's my little helper.
Always.
Always there when I need a hand.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to get some cotton wool. We'll find the cotton wool and we'll show you how we make these fire lighters. Right, so the wax is about fully melted now. I think there's a small ball kicking around, and as you can see from the colour it's gone, there was a bit of black wax in there from some Black Bomber. If you're in the UK and you're liking your cheese, get onto the Black Bomber, it's good stuff. But that's primarily Babybel cheese or any wax that's come off a cheese we've saved, and now we'll make some fire lighters. And what I've got to soak the wax up is cotton wool. If anyone's tried to light a bit on cotton wool before, it goes up fast. So basically this is like the wick to the candle that's going to be the fire lighter. They burn quite slow. They're really good for starting big stoves off like this. In fact, they're good for starting any fires. So dip it in. I'm just going to give it a quick dip so it doesn't soak too much of the wax, because it's so hot at the minute. It's like water and it's really soaking into this cotton wool, and you don't need it to go right to the centre. In fact, it's beneficial if you can leave some fibres of the cotton wool not saturated in the wax, as this will help when you're trying to light the thing later on. But when it's so hot like this is now, it's just going to soak through to the core. But again, just trying to get as much of the excess off, so we're not sticking it to this newspaper when we lay it out to cool. And in fact, another trick that I've learned is to lay this wet side on the dry side of the one we've already done. That way any excess wax will go straight into the other end of that cotton wool, and we're not wasting any. Like so. And we've just got to repeat that process. Soak up all that wax with as much of this cotton wool as we can. Right, so that's it. All the wax, or pretty much all of the wax, has been soaked up with the cotton wool. We'll leave these overnight to cool, go hard, and then I'll cut them into whatever size fire lighters I think is going to work the best. I usually I cut them into strips, probably 10 to 15 mil. Seems to be about the right size for what I need. Right, we're back on the fire lighters. It's been about a week since I did the first part, but as you can see, they've gone rigid. So now it's time to cut them up into the small strips that we're going to need. And all we use is a pair of scissors. And we don't need large pieces because they're so heavily soaked in wax with only a bit of cotton wool. They burn for a long time. So we'll cut these up and then we'll give you a demo. That's about the size I'm using at the minute. You might want bigger pieces or smaller pieces depending on how big your fire is and the type of wood you're starting to start the fire with. Just want to show you the difference between the fire lighters that were soaked in the wax when it was really hot, and you can see the wax has gotten right to the core of the cotton wool, versus the fire lighters that were soaked in the wax when it had cooled a little bit, and we've still got a layer of bare cotton wool. Now that makes it very easy for lighting. This type you're going to have to hold a flame to it for probably, I don't know, 5-10 seconds to get it to go, where that will just take a spark and light instantly. Obviously it's not as dense with wax, so it won't burn as long, but as long as your kindling is really dry, it'll start it nonetheless. We'll go and give you a demonstration. Right, so we've got the fire lighter that's not fully soaked, still a bit of cotton wool shown in the centre, versus the fire lighter that's fully soaked through with wax. We'll light this one first. We've got the timer in the background just to show you how long this will actually burn.
Light. It's got that much wax circle in it.
There we go. To be honest, that's probably soaked in a little more than I'd like, but it's going to burn for a long time. Versus right, so they're both burning. Let's see how long they go for. So I've just counted the pile of firelighters that I've made. We've got 95. So from a couple of pence worth of cotton wool and some waste wax from cheese that we've been eating, we've got almost, or probably, enough firelighters to last us this winter. The way this Essie's been burning, we've kept it in now for 2 weeks, 24/7. So when you're burning like that, you don't need many of these. But if it does get warmer in the day and we let it go out over the night, then we'll be using one of these to start the fire every time. And that's it. We're good for firelighters. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.